Hey guys, me host Superstar, thank you very much for tuning in. Look, oh God, it's Caliban. So this is Caliban. He is one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, death. And he was also featured in both the Logan movie and he was featured in the Apocalypse movie of the revamped X-Men series. So Caliban was a figure that I was unfamiliar with, and then all of a sudden I read the history and a lot of stories came flooding back to me from the time era of X-Factor, X-Force and the Age of Apocalypse. So I do know who this is. Right, I got very excited once I realised that. He was the mutant that could sense other mutants' abilities. He was used by the Morlocks for a while to hunt, to be able to find other mutants. That's the reason as well that Apocalypse wanted him as Death, because he could find other mutants. And when he gains adrenaline, he gains power and strength. When the bioengineering of Apocalypse happened, basically he stayed that way. He didn't ever power down. He just remained in this form and just gained unparalleled strength and abilities. After the Age of Apocalypse, I believe his powers lessened almost a little bit, and he could sense mutants that were dead, if I remember rightly. So it's a bit different from the one that we saw in the movies, played by Stephen Merchant. But yeah, it's a very nice BAF figure. It is very similar to the Venom figure, which I will compare it to when we go to Deskcam. But it is a top-notch figure. This is one of the nicest BAF we've had in a while. So I really like this. Normally I sell the BAF figures, but I won't be selling this one because I think he's just too good and I want to keep him for my collection. Given the fact that he's an X-Men villain, and we don't have that many X-Men villains, so I'm keeping him. I just keep looking at that face sculpt. That face sculpt's really nice. They've done a really good job with the face sculpt. Then the body's pretty basic, I'll admit. It's nice and shiny, but it is very basic. But the hands as well, they've done some great detailing and veins and things in the hand just look nasty. And he's got gnarly looking, angry looking claws there. So yeah, they've done a great job bringing this BAF figure to life. I really, really like it. And we are coming to the end of this wave, which I'm gutted about because I love the X-Men, as you know, and I enjoy reviewing them. So it's been a lot of fun reviewing this series. But let's talk articulation. I realise I'm waffling on here. I can talk articulation. So the head's on a ball joint, so you can make him look down as well as up pretty far as well. The arms do lift up, do rotate that top hinge, also at the bicep, with a single hinged elbow there. The hands also are on a ball joint. There is a lot of articulation in those arms. You can get a lot of range of movement out of them, which is nice. Then the crunch is pretty good. It crunches all the way forward and all the way back, as well as a waist swivel there. Legs do lift out all the way, as well as forwards and backwards, with a top thigh cut, a double hinge knee, and a boot cut even, as well as a flex and a rocker in the foot. So for a big figure, it's got a lot of articulation. And those hands, the way they're grasped, you can put a figure's hand or head or leg in there and lift them up. And like, sorry, I think it was the Jubilee video. I had Jubilee hanging up at one point while the other X-Men were fighting him to free her. So it looked pretty badass. So yeah, an awesome figure. I really, really dig this. I think it's really cool. So I think it was well worth the series for this BAF figure. What do you guys think? Is it a BAF that you were excited about when they announced it? I know a lot of people were like, what is that BAF when they announced it? But now that I get it in hand, I like it. But I've waffled on enough. Let's go to the desk cam and check out this awesome figure. So let's go to the desk cam! Here he is, guys. It's Caliban, the BAF figure that we've been building over these last several videos. Now, this version of Caliban, a lot of people are confused because Caliban was a weedy little guy in the movies, and he was in the comic books for a little while. This is the jacked version of him, which was because of the bioengineering that Apocalypse did to him, turning him into one of the Horsemen's death. This gave him adrenaline, which caused him then to gain superhuman strength, even outpressing and outlifting characters like Spider-Woman, who at the time was incredibly strong. The character of Caliban did feature in the film Logan. He was the little albino mutant that could sense other mutants, and that's kind of what he was used for by the Morlocks. The Morlocks used him to hunt out other mutants, and that's again is what Apocalypse wanted. He could hunt down other mutants because he could sense their abilities. After the Age of Apocalypse, I believe his senses changed, and he could then sense the dead mutants as well as only dead mutants. Then he couldn't sense any live ones. So there's a little background about Caliban, and because a lot of people are asking me in social media stuff, why is Caliban so big in this series? And that's because it's based on a later version of Caliban, which kind of appeared around the time of X Factor and X Force. As Apocalypse faithful Hellhound, he went by Hellhound at that point as well, which eventually became Death, the replacement of Archangel in the Apocalypse 4 Horsemen. So I think that's why they've given us this BAF figure, is it goes with obviously the recent release of Archangel and Apocalypse. We've got another one of the characters associated with that story arc and that time era. So I think that's kind of why they gave us him. So yeah, it's a nice BAF figure. I really like this one. I really think it's cool. I showed you the articulation on the main cam, so I won't go over that again, but the figure is just so cool. It's a very nice, big, chunky BAF piece. Reminds me a lot of the Venom BAF. I wonder who's bigger. Let's go get Venom and see who's bigger. So here they are, side by side, guys. Monster versus monster. So Caliban is kind of based on that same mold, I believe, that we've got there for Venom. The same sort of big laterals and things like that are on the figures, the same sort of ab crunch area. So I think this is basically the same molded figure, just resculpted without the veins and things like that, just resculpted to have more of a muscular toned look. Although if you do look at the top, you can still see a lot of the veins that were included in this. So some of this is the same. I think it's the same BAF, they've just kind of gone over it and given us a different head, so that's interesting. Which is your favourite BAF, guys? Do you like these two, or was your favourite BAF up there? Was it the Kingpin himself? Let me know, guys, in the comments below your thoughts. And yeah, what are your thoughts on this wave? We are now done. We've done all the figures in the waves. So let's just have one last hurrah look at them. So we had Skullbuster, Beast. Let's hope they don't fall down. Forge, Jubilee, Weapon X, Blink, and everyone's fan favourite, Gambit. Yeah, the figure we've been waiting for so long. So that is the wave, guys. We are all done and dusted here. Did you enjoy this series of videos? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, smash subscribe and hit the like button. But let's go back to the main cam and finish up today's video. So a lot of people have also been asking me, how big is this BAF compared to some others? Obviously, Monster Venom is kind of the given one that we all compare it to because of its sheer size. But when he stood to full attention with his legs slightly inward to give him a bit that little bit more height, I've crunched the abs up one, and I've put his arms straight and his head up tall. So when he's at his maximum height, he's actually taller than Kingpin, which is some doing, to be honest, because Kingpin's a really big BAF, but this guy's actually taller than Kingpin. And do you know what the even more amazing thing is? This BAF piece is actually bigger than the Mad Titan Select Thanos himself. And this Select is bigger than the BAF Thanos that we had. So this new BAF is absolutely massive by comparison to some others that we've had. So that just gives you a sheer scale of this guy. He is massive, and not a lot of people are excited for him. But he's a very tall BAF figure. So in my books, he's going to be one hell of an opponent to beat, and I'll be able to do some really cool posings with him and stand him off against some really cool enemies because he's just that damn big. What do you think of this BAF? Were you excited to see this BAF, or were you like me at the beginning? Did you have to re-look him up to kind of work out who this guy is? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts. And also, guys, I know I do say this a lot about leaving comments, but I really mean it. I love interacting with you guys. I love talking to you guys daily, and I respond to each and every single comment you guys leave. So please make sure you do leave us something to reply to down below. Well, guys, we are at an end. That's the last of the X-Men figures. I hope you've enjoyed watching them. We've got some great stuff coming up, though, so if you are new around here, smash the subscribe button. You wouldn't want to miss what's next. We've got some Toy Story 4 videos. I've got more Marvel Legends on the way, including a Grail figure for me. So make sure you tune in to check that out as well. Plenty more stuff coming up, including Resident Evil. And I've still got a boatload of stuff going on behind me over here, as you guys know. Plenty of review stuff to go. So smash subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you. Bye!